Gradescope is my gift to you today because I find this to be the best software package I have used in my life ever. No, sorry. So, and just so you know up front, UCT paid about 1.2 million rand for the license last year. That is an annual subscription. It is part of the Turnitin family. Okay. And you basically have to have Turnitin if you're going to have postgraduate students. So I don't know how much of that exactly was just the Gradescope part, but we did have 100 courses last year, roughly 100, who had Gradescope courses running. When I looked into it, a number of them were just trials. They had one assignment, they were tests, but there were a large number of users from our engineering faculty and from our science faculty. Okay, click share. Okay, firewall has blocked click share. So I'm going to go on to plan B, which is, oh wait, but here is click share. To make the click share work, press cancel. Good. Okay. So got click share here. Enable, allow, and no rooms nearby. Plug in a click share button.
So, like, I'm sure you're connected to the Wi-Fi, no?
I am.
Okay. So where's click share?
So this black box here.
Click share. Oh, there we go.
But there's no option for sitting in a number, which this one's giving.
This is what I'm looking for. For plugging click share button. What is the click share button?
Yeah, I think we can.
Okay, what are these things? What is this?
That's just the connector. So that one's not in use because we're using this connector.
Is that on the click share thing? Wasn't that going? Wasn't this going in?
That might be in this box.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what she was saying about click share. Oh. Try this magic one.
Woohoo.
It looks like the other one, but it's not the other one.
Oh, that's just click share. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's get in here. So we use porting.
So we want this one to go in here. And then I think if this one
goes into normal.
Not going to go into either.
This doesn't work.
This is our last chance. We're giving you a chance to share. Plug in the click share button. The end. Okay, plan B. That was a trial, but sorry. So if you've got access to a device, I will now turn off click share. You should be seeing my screen, which I'll make a bit bigger. We don't need that one. We don't need click share. We're going to Gradescope. Okay, so I'm going to take you for a whistle-stop tour around Gradescope from scratch. So here we're going to, there's my demo course. I've started a course. If you're on Amatuba, you've got a roster, or you can enter student numbers. So I've just made this little course with 4 students. You can add tutors, whatnot. So you see the little box at the bottom where you can add students or staff. Assignments. We're going to make a new assignment. So at the bottom here, create assignment. We're going to say this one is, say this is going to be a little test. We're going to call it, give it a name, demo, grade assignment. Something weird has happened. Assignment type. I did that. Okay, there we go. Assignment name. Demo test 1. And now you need to, so I have taken a test. You would have your regular test. So there's some tricks about how you would lay out the name of your test. I've just thrown together a few questions where we can demonstrate the mark. So I have to just now go and dig it out. We go find what I called it. What did I call it? Diagnostic testing. It'll be under here. No, it's not. Oh. Great scope. I try to make it easy for myself. So it's not here. Oh, because I'm still under your great scope. There we go. All right, so here's my demo test. I'm not putting in the memo, I'm putting in the one that's blank. If you were just getting students to hand in some written work from class, just with their name and an answer to a question you wrote on the blackboard, you can just have a blank piece of paper as the thing you put in. But you need to put in a PDF, and you can enable anonymous grading. I'm not going to do that now because I want to show you a few things. And you can create the rubric before you submit or as you go. This is what I usually do as I go. So create assignment. It is now going to just hide my floating toolbar. This is the test. And now I need to tell it where to look. So the name region, I've made a name bar space for students. We used to try and make it in block letters. Even this, having a whole block, it actually works better if you simply have a line and it's more sort of natural writing. But I'm going to here have the student number. We have something else called the employer ID.
Student number.
Yeah, so the student number is letters and numbers, and you can guess their surname. So if you want more anonymity, you could use the employer ID, but that one's harder to remember as a student. So some form of identification there, and we can probably trace who they are. Now we have to tell it what the questions are. So everything that's blue is clickable. And I'm going to say this is where I'm going to find question 1. Now, I like to include the question, but I probably would have better luck with it trying to help me out with some AI marking if I just give it the space for where it's going to be. I tend to rather be a bit over generous. That's a 1-mark question, and that's worth 1 mark by default, and so I go on. So, second one, I could have broken this into parts, like 2.1, 2.2, and for automatic grading, I could do that. But I'm not going to for this time because we've got too short a sample group to mark a small number. You don't really need this, but just imagine if you've got a big class, how this would scale up. So this last question, it's going to be a multiple choice question. I'm just going to keep the whole thing. I did tell them to circle the letter, but some students mess up and then they circle the wrong thing. So I have just decided that. And that one is worth 2 marks, and that's my whole test save outline. Okay, so now it's going to prompt me for the scanned scripts. You want a lot of admin support so that you get scanned scripts coming in. I had 4 scripts, but I've thrown in a 5th one, which is blank, which is by mistake. I mean, I purposely did it on this for the sake of showing you that you can check your scripts, and then you can already see if there's something that looks wrong. If you've got multiple pages, it will show the pages and the order that they're in, and it can tell you there are too many pages here for what you have shown me in the template, warning. So for this, one of mine actually has no answers, and I actually want to get rid of it, but I have to figure out which one it is. Okay, so if you've got like a really big screen, maybe you would identify. I can see this one over here. Whoops, what did I do? I rotated it. Wrong thing. I want to delete this. This page will be deleted. I actually want the whole submission to be deleted. I'm not sure if it can do that because I made one PDF. Some people put in separate PDFs. Okay, but let's go with that. So this is all good. And we now want to go and manage our submissions. There are no submissions for this assignment. Manage scans. I think someone needs to just put their microphone off. Well, that's not working. Ready to create submissions. Good. Oh, there we go. Create 5 submissions. No, because I want this one to be deleted. Oh, well, let's just... I'm going to go ahead and create 5 submissions because then we can show you how to manage them. So one of these is actually blank. It's going to try and match every person on the roster to a script. And then it's going to tell me these people are not on the roster. These people are on the roster but don't have a script. Okay, so these people who have names have been automatically added. If there was a mistake, I could go and fix that. And this one over here, I click on the classes. It says, choose from one of these. If this person isn't on this list, go and add them into your roster. Okay, so this one I actually want to try and delete, but failed to same name. Okay, let's see if I can go ahead and grade. You can leave your admin assistant to go and sort that out while you get along with the grading. Yeah, and so your grading over here, multiple people can start grading at once. So now, instead of you passing the box of papers from one person who's going to mark all of question 1, 2, and 3 to the next person who does 4, 5, and 6, or worse, you will mark 10% of the scripts from question 1 to 6, and you will mark the others. And then we have a lot of variation, and lucky you if you got a good marker, and sorry for you if your marker was marking for the first time. So now where the question number is, anything blue you can click. So you click on that and we can start grading. It says, do you want to form answer groups first? And there's oh, you're just muting. It keeps popping up. Okay, sorry, so we just can echo. So do you want to form groups? Now, can you see flashing at the top? It's going through all the answers. It's just cycling through them. So I can see, is it worth grouping them or do I not bother? If there's too much variation, grouping them is probably not going to save me too much time. If you want to diagnose things, maybe you want to group them. But you can also group as you go with the rubric. So this is really just to speed up your marking. And if you have a big class and short answers, go ahead and group. Okay, and then you tell it what it is. This one is a maths fill in the blank. I'm going to go with group in to show you what happens when you try and group. So it's going to use some AI now to try and detect the handwriting and put together the things that look the same. You click on the first group and it says, these ones I think look the same. In fact, because they are identical, that would be correct. So review and correct that, but that's because this is a makeup one. These are actually supposed to be different handwritings. Yes, they are, and they are the same one. Good. Now I've got 2 groups to grade. This is how you grade. You click on, so this one is ungrouped. Okay, so we're going to grade answers, and we got 2 groups and 1 ungraded. Continue to group, to grade in. So I'm grading this whole group. You see the bar at the top? That's how far I will complete the grading once I have graded this whole group. This one is not right. The minus sign is in the wrong place. Am I going to be, and this is where the diagnostic stuff comes in. Am I going to just say, this is wrong, bad, incorrect? Okay, you can do that. So if I want to, the default here, you see the marks at the top, 1 out of 1. The default is that you have full marks. I now have to say, no, you don't. I'm subtracting how much? I've decided 1 full mark is going off. And I'm going to now say why. Okay, so I would say, so what they have done here, if we just read the question, they've reflected over the x-axis. Not y. So I type some little comment here. You could write a whole paragraph. You're writing it once, and everyone who has that comment will get the same comment. And if 20 minutes later you think, I thought of a better way to say that, you change it here once, and everyone who needs that comment gets the same high quality comment. Because otherwise, if you are marking 900 scripts, maybe the first 20 get a try better. Yes, I'm sure you'll be the last person to make this comment, and script 879 gets big, cross, in fury. So this is a very student-friendly way, I think, of grading. Okay, so whatever you decide, you go like that, and then I'm going to next ungraded answer at the bottom, because I've graded. Click in that box. You see it's colored in? That means it's graded. Move to the next one. The bar at the top shows how my grading is progressed, and the section that the proportion of the things I'm grading next. So this one is absolutely correct. I tick correct. We're good to go. This one was blank. I'll add a rubric item. I'll say blank. At this point, I don't know if I want to do more than that. I'm just saying it was blank, the end. And I can then, if I wanted to do some sort of diagnosis, maybe 90% of the class are leaving this out. That's important to know versus it's just wrong. I've now finished grading that question. So it says there's your progress. If you had multiple tutors grading the same question at the same time, they can be making their own rubric items, but probably you as the lecturer would set them. Maybe you'd have a marking meeting and you each start marking, or you demonstrate, here's the kind of things that I'm going through. If you've got your memo and you have specific things you want to mark and make, you can make your memo up in advance. You can mark up or down. So this is marking from full marks and taking away marks. You can say, we will give you 0 to start with, and a marker has to say 1 mark for the diagram, 1 mark for the equation, 1 mark for calculations, and 3 marks for whatever you want. So it's got a lot of flexibility that way. Okay, so our next question is quite messy. I'm not going to grade by grouping because there's too much variation here. This one is a little wrong. I don't remember how wrong. There's my memo. So what is useful to do is to have your memo at hand when you are marking, as you would normally. So there's nothing out of the ordinary for when you are busy marking. And I've put as I saw some students doing. So the question is bad because it says cross out from the bold words and then you write in the values. But the next question says circle the answers. So students are primed to be like, circle in is the right thing. And in fact, they want to make it clear. So although the question said cross out, not everyone did.